Hi everyone, welcome again. My name is Eniola and I'm going to be talking to you about the management aspect of quality. We've been talking about quality, we've talked about the dimensions of quality, quality characteristics, we've talked about terminologies in quality. We have also seen the history of quality control, and now we're going to be talking about the aspect of management, the role of management when it comes to quality maintenance, when it comes to quality control. Yeah, so now Edward Deming has talked about giving us seven deadly sins of management, and we're going to be looking at them quickly. The first one is the lack of consistency of purpose. We all know that when there is no consistency in purpose, in policies, there is no purpose. There has to be a clear vision, there has to be a shared and aligned goal. When management constantly, frequently reviews, changes strategies, changes vision, changes purpose, it's going to affect the level of quality. There has to be an established vision, there has to be an established policy, there has to be an established purpose. Policies, purposes shouldn't be changed. The policies should be established. It should be consistent. It should be it should be communicated with everybody. It should be a shared vision, right? There shouldn't be frequent changes in terms of purposes, in terms of the goals, in terms of the objective of the organization. That should be those purposes, those goals should be established at the very beginning or at the very beginning of the business. It shouldn't be There shouldn't be changes in terms of the purpose of the organization. Okay, today we are going to focus on this purpose, tomorrow we are going to focus on this other purpose. It's only going to affect the management of quality management of quality um, control in an organization. Now, we're going to also look at the emphasis on short-term profit. Organizations management focuses on, let us make the best money out of this product. Let us make sure we get the money that we can get as much as possible, forgetting the long term, forgetting that your business is on a is a long term and should be run as such. Focusing on only profit goals without considering the consequence, without considering the implication might have might have on business is really, really very deadly, and um it's really going to affect the success of the organization in the long run. Now we're going to also talk about evaluation of performance. Performance evaluation is really, really very critical. Merit rating, annual review of performance for employees, for the business is really very critical to know where you are, to know how far you're going, to know what are the things that you can do better if you need to train your employees to ensure that they give render the best quality service to customers. Of course, by all means, you go for it. And also, mobility of top management. Management should be employed on a permanent basis. Top management should not be changed frequently, should not be moved frequently. They should be employed on a permanent basis. Imagine having a manager who has worked in function in a role for say 5 years, and then all of a sudden, or let's say for example 6 months, he has been working, he is familiar with how things work in that particular function, and then all of a sudden you change that particular manager, right? And this manager that you have brought in is not really aware of the importance of quality. It's not aligning appropriately with the vision, with the purpose, and this cascades down to the subordinate. It's really going to affect the notion that the employees have about the work, about the role, about the purpose of the organization. So management should be employed on a permanent basis, because this have a this have some like the effect on the organization in the long run. Also, running a company on visible figures only, there might be some hidden negative processes that needs to be corrected. It's not enough to focus on, okay, you have made so and so billion of sales this year. You shouldn't focus your attention on, okay, you have 1 million customers. We made 600 million profit this year. We made 1 million sales this year. No, that shouldn't be the case. You have to also focus, look beyond the numbers. There might be some hidden negative processes that might need corrective actions, that you need to correct, that you need to address. Right? maybe the reason why you're making, if you focus your attention of only the numbers, the reason why you're making the sales, the reason why you're making the profit might be because you are the only person, so to say, that is offering that level of quality. By the time another competition comes in into play, and the competition is offering the customers something that is beyond what you are giving, something that is beyond the service that you are rendering right now, the customers they are going to switch. Maybe the reason why they are still stuck with you is because there's really no other option, right? So we also need to make sure that we have the competitive edge. Even if somebody else comes into the market, we are able we are able to stand tall in terms of our product. So managers needs to look at the hidden negative processes that needs to be corrected, that needs to be adjusted, that needs to be aligned to ensure that quality is maintained, quality is managed, quality is controlled at every interaction customers have with our platforms or channels. Now, excessive medical costs, this cost also needs to be properly managed. Excessive legal damages from customers suing the organization, maybe because the product that they've claimed that they've made with specific specification is not meeting the standard, or maybe your customer service did not treat the customers in the right way, in the way that the customers have best experience, and the customer eventually sues the organization. All of this excess damage must also be managed and monitored by ensuring that quality is maintained. We can also do sort of like mystery shopping, pretend as if you're a customer and see how your customer service representative treats customers, so that you have a hands-on knowledge of how your staff, your employees are taking care of your customers, right? Quickly, I'm going to be looking at the quality philosophy and management strategy by Edward Deming. He has recommended some models for improvement, and this model is the Plan, Do, Check, Act, and it's called the PCDA cycle, which we can use to improve our quality, we can use to improve our services and products. Now, the first phase is a plan phase, which identifies the opportunity for improvement. It identifies here you set your objective, your goals, you make plans, you develop a plan to achieve the desired outcome. Here you kind of draft a plan to say, okay, this is the outcome that we want to achieve, and this is how we're going to go about achieving this plan, right? Now, the do part is where you implement the plan on a small scale to sort of like test the effectiveness of the plan, right? This you can run a pilot to say, okay, we're going to be doing this pilot with 30 people, with 30 customers, to see if this plan will give us the necessary outcome. If customers will be satisfied at the end of the day, because the goal of every business is to satisfy customer. Of course, yes, to make profit, but then you also want to ensure that the customer is satisfied for continuous patronage. Now, after the do phase, we have the check phase, which is where you study and analyze the result that you have gotten from your pilot study, and you also know the level of change after implementation. You know, okay, so do you need to change any aspect? Do you need to adjust? Do you need to update? Do you need to refine some processes to sort of like help you get the level of effectiveness, the outcome that you desire? Now, the act phase is if all the three steps above are successful, you've planned, you've concluded the doing part, you've checked the effectiveness, and you are okay with the outcome, then you have gotten to the stage of the acting part, which is where you standardize the process that you've tested, and you scale it. If not, if the above three is not successful, then you have to adjust and repeat the cycle for continuous improvement. And this cycle, this model is not something that you do one off, right? You have to continue planning, checking to see if your service, your product is meeting the expectation of customers continuously. Now, we also have the quality management philosophy as introduced or as explained by Joseph Juran, and it's made up of three components, which are the planning phase, the control phase, and improvement phase. The planning phase basically identifies your customer and the expectation. You know what your customers need, not what you want to provide, not the product you want to launch. What problem is the product going to solve? What need is the product going to meet in terms of the customer? Now, identifying your customer, your target market, and their expectation. What you need to do to satisfy them, and making adequate planning for quality improvement on a regular basis. You have to continuously improve quality. You have to continuously seek to improve quality that you are giving to customer at every of your channel. And then the control part and then the improvement part. Control part speaks to kind of checking to see, putting necessary things in place in terms of detailed study of statistical process control. Now we also have the improvement, which speaks to having a higher level of quality being emphasized, right? Incremental improvement. Remember, as I mentioned earlier, if you are making a product, if you are calling a product like a revised or like a higher version of a product, there has to be an incremental improvement. A product cannot be a new product cannot be done without having an additional value. There has to be an additional value in a new product. If the product is just there to to meet the same expectation as the customer already has before, then it's really not worth it. There has to be an incremental improvement in a project or in a product that is being done. Then we have the quality control as described by Ahmad Fegaban, and this also has 3 steps for improving quality. These 3 approaches are very, very critical when trying to improve quality. And the first one is quality leadership. Quality leadership speaks to the role of leaders in fostering a quality culture, a culture of quality within the organization. Quality leaders, they set the vision, they set the direction, the momentum, the expectation that an organization has from the employees in terms of the quality standard, and they motivate, they guide teams to achieve this standard. So, like I said, first they establish a clear vision and a goal for quality improvement. They promote customer centric culture. Customer is the center of every business. There's no business without a customer. So quality leaders ensure to drive home the point of customer centric culture, right? They also inspire and empower employees to take ownership of quality. We have to take ownership of quality, and this is what a quality leader always preaches to the employees. A mindset of quality, ownership of quality. You have to ensure that you render a quality service, a quality product to customers at every time, every step of the way. And they also create an environment that encourages collaboration, innovation, continuous learning. Customers need, customers want, customers' desires, expectations are changing, it's evolving. We also have to know what the customer's expectation is at every point in time by continuous learning, development, improvement, growth, and the likes. Now, we also have quality technology. Quality technology is speaking to the tools, the techniques, the systems that organizations uses to ensure and improve the quality of their products, their services, and their processes. I've heard of an organization that produces bottles, right? That produces a bottle drink. Now there's a technology that has been put in place that has a sensor, that has a camera, that has camera and a 360 view of the bottle, because you don't want a situation where you deliver a product, a bottle drink to a customer that is broken. The customer's expectation has not been met, the customer is not happy, the customer is dissatisfied, the customer is not going to come back to patronize you anymore. It has basically destroyed the relationship you have with their customers. So we have to ensure, businesses have to ensure that they put in place quality technology check to ensure that um the quality of the product, the processes, the services are improved. This has to do with automation tools for monitoring and controlling production processes, the data analytics software to analyze performance and identify trends, the quality management system to standardize procedures and practices. And we need measurement and inspection device to check product quality at every time. Now, the last one on this approach is the called organizational commitment, which also speaks to the level of dedication and support an organization has towards implementing and sustaining quality initiatives. An organization must be committed to ensuring, supporting quality initiatives. They have to be, it should be in their core values that quality is our core value, quality is our strength, quality is what we focus on. Aligning all levels of organization with a shared vision of quality is really very critical, right? Allocating their resources in terms of the time, the money, the talent, communication, every step of the way that we are we have we are keen on quality initiative, engaging employees in quality related activities and ensuring their training and development is also key. And these are all the functions of the organization. They have to put this as part of their strategy in terms of quality, improving quality. And they also have to demonstrate long-term commitment to quality improvement rather than treating it as a one-off. Quality is not something that is one-off. It has to be inside or part of the processes, part of the life of the organization. It's something that is on a long-term, on a continuous basis. So now, together, having all these three approaches together contributes to a successful implementation of quality practices, and it drives sustainable improvement in customer satisfaction overall. So thank you so much for listening. This is where I put this to a wrap, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much and take care.